Well, hi, BookTube. Bill Ruttenberg here at the Ruttenberg Library. Wanted to come to you with a book haul. It's actually a birthday book haul, although my birthday was a month and a half ago. I hadn't made a video to show you what I had gotten. I had ordered them, but I didn't want to talk about them until they came in the mail. And then they came in the mail, and then, well, life happened, and I haven't made a video in a while. So anyway, I just got done video in my weekly reads, or my monthly reads rather, and I wanted to share with you the new books that I got for the collection. And so yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and just dive right into my birthday haul. So the first book that I got, I ordered this because Peg over at the History Shelf, we had done a buddy read of an H.W. Brands book, and Benedict Arnold came up in our conversation. He's come up actually a couple different times, and so we were looking for a book to read on Benedict Arnold, and she had mentioned Joyce Lee Malcolm, The Tragedy of Benedict Arnold in American Life, and so that's what I picked up and was pretty happy to find this. Got it still in the wrapper and everything. Let's see. Of course, everybody knows who Benedict Arnold is. He was a traitor to the American cause. Wasn't treated very well in the American Revolution by his fellow revolutionaries, by the Continental Congress, and so he turned traitor and went over to the British. And so this book is all about that. And let me read some of the inside cover here to you. It says, "Proud and talented, history now remembers this conflicted man solely through the lens of his last desperate act of treason. Yet the fall of Benedict Arnold remains one of the Revolutionary period's greatest puzzles. Why did a brilliant military commander who repeatedly risked his life fighting the British, who was grievously injured in the line of duty, and who fell into debt personally funding his own troops, ultimately become a traitor to the American cause?" Historian Joyce Lee Malcolm skillfully unravels the man behind the myth and gives us a portrait of the true Arnold and his world. There was his dramatic victory against the British at Saratoga in 1777, and his troubled childhood in a pre-revolutionary America beset with class tension and economic instability. We witness his brilliant wartime military exploits and learn of his contentious relationship with a newly formed and fractious Congress that was fearful of powerful military leaders like Arnold, who could threaten the nation's fragile democracy. Throughout, Malcolm weaves in portraits of Arnold's great allies, George Washington, General Schuyler, Arnold's beautiful and beloved wife, Peggy Shippen, and others, as well as his unrelenting enemy, John Adams, General Horatio Gates, British General Clinton, and master spy John Andre. Thrilling and thought-provoking, the tragedy of Benedict Arnold sheds new light on this man, as well as on the nuanced and complicated time in which he lived. And so, yeah, looking forward to that. Peg and I are going to buddy read that sometime in the future, and looking forward to learning something new about Benedict Arnold. So the next book that I picked up is a Stephen Ambrose book. And as many of you know, I've had kind of a project going to read all of Ambrose's books, and there are a lot. But I have read quite a few, and I've been trying to do them in the order that they were published. And the next one that I have up in line of order of publication is Duty, Honor, Country, A History of West Point. And so I bought a used copy of this online. It's in pretty good shape, I think. There's no discoloring or anything like that. But this is from early on in his writing career, and I'm looking forward to reading that. That's going to be, I think, interesting. Is it the fourth book that he had written? I think it's the fourth. If not, it's got to be close to that. But I've been enjoying these, and you get to see his early work. This is a Johns Hopkins University Press out of Baltimore, and it was published, like I said, early on, 1966. Of course, this is a 1999 copy, but 1966 was the original publication date. And I guess I forgot to tell you, the Benedict Arnold book was, let's see, this one was published in 2018 by Pegasus Books, by Pegasus Books. So there's that one. All right, the next one that I picked up, this was a big hit a couple of years ago, and I've wanted to read it. I have nothing else on King George III, and so I picked up The Last King of America, The Misunderstood Reign of George III by Andrew Roberts. This is a big old thick tome of a book. Would probably be a good March of the Mammoth book, I imagine, because, oh, nope, I take that back. It's only 758 pages. It's not 800, so it doesn't count. But it's thick nonetheless. And this is basically an account of King George III, a big old thick biography. And I have read no other books about him other than like in general histories. I've never read a biography on him, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. And like I said, that was published in 2021, a couple of years ago, and it was Penguin Random House. Viking, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. That gets kind of confusing after time because a lot of those publishing houses have joined together, and you forget who's who. But anyway, all right, I went and did a. Where did we go shopping? We went shopping somewhere, and I found some books at a used bookstore. Wasn't my usual places, but these were some that I picked up. This is Of Plymouth Plantation, 1620 to 1647 by William Bradford, and it is edited by Samuel Eliot Morison from Modern Library. So it's got a nice cloth cover there to it. It's got Modern Library out of New York, printed in 1967. This edition's 1967, originally 1952 with Samuel Eliot Morison. And then, of course, obviously, the original book was from clear back in the 1647. I don't know exactly when it was published, but it was a long, long time ago. But anyway, this one's kind of special to me because we read parts of this in class when we tell the story of Thanksgiving. And of course, we just had Thanksgiving a couple days ago. And so this is the original story where all of your elementary schools get their story from. They go back to William Bradford, and he talks about coming over on the Mayflower and the first Thanksgiving. Now, a couple other books and then we'll be done. So, this was one that I found. This is Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness and Other Tales, and it's an Oxford World Classics. Now, I am not familiar with him personally. I've heard lots of people talk about it on this book, Heart of Darkness. I've heard it talked about on BookTube a lot, and I just never have read it. And so I found that edition, nice little Oxford Classics edition. And it was printed 2002, it looks like, reissued in 2008. So this is probably the 2008 printing, but I was happy to pick that up because, like I said, never read it. Never read that author before. That is definitely a BookTube buy. Here is Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter, and it's a black spine penguin. And of course, that's a classic in American literature. This one's got a little bit of age to it. Printed in 2003, it looks like. Originally 1850, I think, is what it says here. So it's an older story, of course, and definitely something from when you're looking at the context of writing and the society, what's going on. Definitely something that you need to read if you're studying that time period of American history. All right. Here's another Stephen Ambrose that I picked up that I didn't have, and it's Rise to Globalism. And it's Stephen Ambrose and Douglas Brinkley, American Foreign Policy since 1938. Very happy to add that to the collection. That'll help with the Stephen Ambrose project that I'm doing. It says, incorporating the most recent scholarship, the 8th revised edition of this classic survey offers a concise and informative overview of the evolution of American foreign policy from 1938 to the present, focusing on such pivotal events as World War II, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Vietnam, and the SALT treaties. Ambrose and Brinkley also closely examined such recent topics as the Iran-Contra scandal, free elections in Nicaragua, the rise of international terrorism, the fall of communism, the Gulf War, the crisis in Bosnia, and President Clinton's international trade policy. In light of the enormous global power of the United States, the authors analyze how American economic aggressiveness, racism, and the fear of communism have shaped the country's evolving foreign policy. So I thought that'd be interesting, taking you through the 1990s, through my high school years, and I look forward to dipping in and out of that. I've been really enjoying reading, and normally I don't, but normally I read older history, but like I've been reading the biography by John Meacham about George H.W. Bush, and really enjoying reading that. And so I think that's going to kind of go hand in hand with that reading. The last book in the stack, and I am super, super duper excited about this one, because in my Ken Follett books over here, I've been wanting, I got a call on the fire here, and I've been wanting to start that series, but I never ever see a nice used copy of The Pillars of the Earth. I never find it. And I found a couple of times really beat up, like the shorter mass market version that the spine's just destroyed on it because it's a big book. I find those every once in a while, a couple times, but not in a condition I really wanted to buy. I was kind of holding out for this paperback tall copy, or even a hard copy if I could find it. And guess what came up? This is, it was only $1.50. So The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. And so now I can start that series, and this book is in excellent condition. Like, pages are still white, the spine, it doesn't even look like it's been read, honestly. And so I was real happy to find that. Got super excited, took it over to my wife. Of course, she gave me the look like, yep, you get excited about all books. But I'm excited to be able to start that series. I have loved his Century Trilogy series, and now I can start this older series that he had done, The Pillars of the Earth. So anyway, BookTube, those are the books that I picked up recently. Well, I say recently, in the last month and a half. Yeah, I was pretty happy with what I found. Let me know what you think. Have you read any of those? Do you really like any of them or dislike any of them? Just let me know what you think in the comments down below. I thank you so much for watching. And until next time, happy reading.